We're in the fourth quarter of the year already. I'm checking in on my goals. I set 6 goals for the year, and of those 6, my 2021 Roth is maxed out, and my bedroom makeover is complete. Yes, achieving 2 of those 6 goals, though, is a bit far-reaching, but I am going to evaluate them and decide what will become of them. Another of my goals is to max out my 2022 HSA. To round out that 15% to retirement accounts, or baby step 4, I have been contributing $100.82 for the better part of the year. I checked in on my account a couple months ago. I realized I was putting 8% to my 401k. I started out with 6% because that's how much my company matches up to. And then I had increased my contribution by 1% on my debt-free anniversary in September. That's how I got up to 8%. Because of my goal to max out my HSA and because I'm only getting matched up to 6%. Ooh, only. Oh, hey, this is me, Editing D. I know you knew what I meant by only, but just in case some others didn't, let me clarify. By only, I did not mean only 6%. Let me tell you, 6% is generous. I'm thankful that my company matches me up to 6% at $1.25. Come on. Hallelujah. What I meant by only is that I'm being matched up to that 6%, and I was contributing an additional 2%. So I was giving 8%. And since I was only being matched up to that 6%, I can take that 2% elsewhere. So just to clarify, I am very thankful for that 6%, and that is not what I meant by only. All right. I decided to reduce my 401k to 6% and put the extra toward my HSA. Sidebar, quick question. How are you keeping your receipts? Like you, I'm planning to carry my HSA into retirement. At that point, and really any point along the way, I can pull out my receipts and submit them for tax-free reimbursements. But I'll admit, I haven't been doing a great job, not even a good job, of keeping my receipts organized. I went out searching in these internet streets. I found a few suggestions on what to do with all of those medical receipts. The HSA store suggests creating folders, digital and physical, to keep HSA documents organized. Here are some other methods they suggest. Keeping spreadsheets of how much was spent on your HSA. Ideally one that adds up the total and subtracts that from how much you have left in the account. Spreadsheets of contributions made throughout the year. Folders, digital and physical, on the month and year you made purchases and HSA records. Even label your receipts or records by date, the type of record, the store, and even the item purchased. Now I like this. It reminded me that I can download records from my HSA online account and maybe even put them in Excel, and that's going to be pretty convenient. But I poked around a little bit more. I found more specifics on retireloop.com. They suggest using the Scannable app or a Dropbox app to scan receipts. And Scannable directly uploads to Evernote. I use Dropbox and Evernote, so tell me more. It says, I suggest when you have the digital backup, you save it in 4 locations. I know it's overkill, but usually it doesn't take much time. So here are their suggestions: to use the Scannable app to scan the receipt and it automatically stores it in Evernote. That's a cloud backup number 1. To save the Evernote backup in Dropbox or Google Drive or some other service, that's cloud backup number 2. Save the Evernote backup on your local computer. There's your physical backup number 1. And then to save the Evernote backup in a portable hard drive, that's physical backup number 2. They say you don't need to do all the 4 backups for each of the receipts every time you get a bill or receipt. Just make sure to take some time to do that periodically. So what do you think? Do you think this is overkill, like 4 backups? I mean, I kind of don't. I think it's important to have the records when you need them. And I think the more places, the better, just in case. I really like the saving to the Dropbox or the Google Drive and the portable hard drive steps. I could definitely see myself implementing those. I wrapped up my idea search by hitting up Reddit. I found that one user states that they have a paper file broken down by year for the paper receipts, an email file for receipts received that way, and a spreadsheet that they keep track of running totals on. It notes if the receipt is paper or digital. Now, I'm liking all that right there, especially the inclusion of the email file. And then, of course, in the spreadsheet, it's keeping a track of both paper receipts and email receipts. Really like that. Along the way, I found the suggestion of holding on to those explanation of benefit statements, both the paper and the digital copies. I think that's also a great idea. So I'm going to come up with a plan for better organizing my medical receipts. So when it's time to collect that dough I've been saving up and trying my best not to use, I'll be ready. I'm going to pull together my method using a few of these suggestions, but tell me, how are you saving your receipts? Feel free to share with me in the comments. Now back to my HSA update. I did a quick check-in on September 15th. I increased my HSA contribution at that time to $204.91. And then a couple weeks ago, I realized that with that amount, I'd get to the end of the year and I would be about 5 cents off. So on October 18th, with 5 paychecks left, I increased each of my contributions 1 cent each to $204.92. This should max out my HSA for the year. Yes. And within 2022. Yes. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to circle around to all of my goals. I'm going to see where I'm hitting the mark and where I'm falling short. You want to check out the goals I set earlier in the year, to jog your memory, speculate about which of those categories they fall into? Well, check out this video and be nice.